Sergeant Darcy Brandt, number 275, with professional standards section, internal complaint, file number is 12-4393. This will be an interview with Jerry Craig.
Okay, well, I'll just phone you when I'm done. I'm in seeing the officer right now. I got Tammy's phone because I got all my pictures on it. Probably half an hour.
Sure, whatever, yeah.
Something like half an hour. Yeah, okay, I'll give you a call when I'm done. Okay, but sorry about that.
No problem. Cell phones, we're all connected to everybody now, eh?
Yeah.
I like the old days where at least you could get away. Now you can't get away.
I don't know. I carried a big cell phone around for a while because I wanted to, and that's. So I guess I wanted to be connected at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, the ones like you just. Yeah, it was kind of funny. But I had a phone. Everybody else had this, and I had this phone I got from my father-in-law, and he got it from somebody else, and got it hooked up. Because in those days, it was like everybody seemed to have to pay $500, and if you didn't have a credit card, you couldn't even get one. So.
Yeah, getcha. No, everybody's got one.
Yeah.
Right? Man, there's kids walking around there,
Well,
7 or 8 years old with cell phones.
Yeah, good and bad, right?
Yeah.
Good and
Anyways, just let you know, I've got the recorder on, just so I don't have to sit here.
I don't have a problem.
No, I just don't want to sit here and make notes. I hate doing that because it's rude.
No,
And
that's
this
fine.
way we can just chat. And
Yeah.
that is one. You can actually drink that whole coffee. I can't drink them that big.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know if I can.
Okay, I thought you were a
I
regular.
haven't been drinking lots of coffee lately, but I have been, like, my roommate / girlfriend, we're not quite sure exactly what we are, but well, we were going to get married until we found out that if I got married to her, that she'd lose her medical welfare. If she gets on age, then we'll stay the same, but if we get, we go from, like, she gets $800 or something, I get like, well, I'm going up to 16 here, because I got that $400 raise on my age.
1,600 a month.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Well, for me it is.
Yeah.
Like, for me to live, like, you know, I rent out, like, it's not my place, but like I've got permission to sublet it out.
Oh, so you.
So even when the police is trying to get me to go downstairs, I didn't live there. None of my stuff were down there.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, but we'll get to.
No, cool. No, actually, I hadn't seen you in a long time. But I was in court. Were you in court with Greaves the one day?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going. I thought I recognized you. Like, I hadn't seen you in years. Not in years. So.
Oh, I recognized you when I seen it, but I didn't. But you weren't the one that handled Mikey's. That was a different one that was on major crimes that handled the murder.
Oh, which one?
I don't know.
Which murder?
Mikey. Darcy Bonnet.
Oh,
Darcy
Dirk
Zubat.
Bombat. Zubat. Oh.
Zubat.
Yeah, that was one of the other guys. Was the main guy on it. So.
Just because he's the guy that I thought you were.
Oh, okay.
Like, and like.
But you recognize me from back
I
in the day.
recognize you from just seeing you. Like, and I'm not even sure if I recognize you as being a cop, but I recognize you from seeing you. Like,
well,
you know, like.
Well,
like,
you're okay with
like
that?
Well, no, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I just like. Well, he looks familiar. Not even saying like that he looks like a cop familiar,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
just looks familiar.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Like, how old are you? Probably close to my age, maybe younger.
I'm 42.
Younger.
Oh, gray hair, eh?
49.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're doing good for 49. When's the big 5-0?
I just turned 49. Actually, you
Oh,
guys
so
are my
the-
birthday present.
Another year?
Yeah, no kidding. Well,
You
that's
just-
12 was
Oh!
the 12th. My big thing was this.
Oh, okay. So, I guess just to let you know, I deal with our professional standards side now.
Yeah.
I'm an old dog guy that now is stuck wearing a tie.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And so, just want to chat with you, see what we what I can do to help you out with this. What we need to do if we can come to I can answer some questions for you, or you have some concerns, like just let's chat. I'm cool with that.
Well, this is my opinion, and I got it from Judge Womble. This is right after McGrogan was using the pepper spray on some guy that took it away from him, ended up beating him up. And he was being charged for assault causing bodily harm. And the whole events that unraveled, and I didn't catch the whole trial, but all I caught was Judge Womble's words to the now police chief, chief of police. And he says, you wear that officer, you have a higher standard. You wear that suit, you have a higher standards. And what normally might have been justified, you have to adhere to a higher standard. So, that being said, I don't think there's anything that's short of charging the guy with assault. I know your shield's supposed to, and whether or not I have to go in front of Womble and ask to see if he'll take the shield down and allow us to go ahead, or maybe it's got to be a Court of Queen's Bench judge. I don't know.
For what? Sorry.
You guys got a shield, so you can't be sued. It's called. You know that. You basically, police officers can't be sued for their actions unless it's so far out, it becomes an abusive process.
Gross negligence or something.
Yeah, and an abusive process basically freezes your shield. But I think a judge still has to give permission to.
Okay, so what do we need to?
See, there's really nothing that can be done. I don't, because that officer, like.
Okay, which part are we talking about here?
The whole officer's whole being there and his whole actions, making me go downstairs. Okay. Not because he had any just reason to make me go downstairs, because he was curious, he thought there was something incriminating downstairs, so he figured the only way that he could justifiably go downstairs, what do you call that, knock and seek warrant or whatever, basically. Like when he told me, first off, I'm sitting on the stairs waiting for an ambulance, straight up. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm doing. Tells me to go put my shoes and coat on. I don't need my shoes and coat, right? And then ragging me till I stand up. And between you and me, I don't know if I fell down the stairs or if I was pushed down the stairs. And I'll grant it that I'll even go as far, being nice guy, saying that maybe I fell.
Okay.
But when I was at the bottom of the stairs, one officer, and I would like to know who said this, said, look, it looks like he jumped down the stairs. Now that officer was getting the story straight from the top of the stairs. He said that out loud so everybody had a mental note how he got there, right? That's before any of the real bad stuff happens. Like when I got into the hospital, after it all went down, when I got to the hospital, they treated me like for 3 hours that I was trying to steal that guy's gun. And I don't know. Do you think that I would try to steal his gun?
No.
In the worst possible case scenario, especially not waiting to see an ambulance. Yeah. Like even at that time, you could have torn that house apart. There was nothing illegal there.
That's not the issue. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like the whole point. Like now, either that officer was trying to kill me, and that it didn't work out. I didn't get mad. If I would have got mad, who's to say what would have happened to me? And then they were trying to get me mad. That's why they were doing that. They were trying, because in the past, you've known I have a temper. Thanks to God, I don't have that temper no more. So you can pretty well come short of half-ass, pretty well what you did. And even when I'm in and I got a claustrophobic issue. Mm-hmm. I got a claustrophobic issue. So when I'm sitting in that immobilizing cast, frozen stiff, asking for a glass of water, and they're telling me, no, the doctor's got to see you first.
They have done that to me too.
Well, yeah, okay, but were you beat up by cops waiting for the ambulance? Like, see, my whole, like, and I got numbness in this hand, which starts from a pain that I got straight here in the back that I never had before. I got a screwed up back. I'm on age for the rest of my life because I'm a cripple. But I never had this numbness in my hand before. And if you'll notice, I don't have no hair down there. And you know why I got rid of that hair? Because at the time, after I got beat up, I couldn't even lift my hands to comb my hair. And I've still got the bottom half. It's in one big knot. So they must have just grabbed it and ripped it around and used it to bang me with. I don't know.
When was this?
The same day when I was beat up at the bottom of the stairs, right after he yelled, he's going for my gun, I believe.
So let's talk about this going for the gun thing. I think what I'm reading into this, and from what I see on your stuff, I think there was a chain of events. I don't think you were going for his gun.
I never went for his gun.
But here's what I'm going to ask you, because I think the impression I get is you were getting kind of, they were trying to help you up, right?
They were trying to pull me up. He kept egging me on. He says, pull,
Yeah.
pull.
Yeah.
You're not helping me. You're not helping me.
No, I get you.
Right? That's
So-
what he's saying to
Yeah,
me.
no, I get you.
So I says, okay, motherfucker, let's go. And I pulled as hard as I could.
Perfect.
He lost his balance. He went flying into the fridge. I didn't know it at the time. It wasn't until after I came home and looked at the whole situation of where I was laying. There's a dent in the fridge. Might have been from his gun. I don't think the dent was in there before. So whatever hit that dented it. It might have popped his gun out. His gun might have flied on the floor.
No, that didn't happen. But
Well-
here's what I think happened. I'm just going to throw this out to you and see what you think. So you guys are both pulling, right? What do you weigh?
220.
220?
Well, I was.
Okay, so you're a big boy, right? So
Yeah.
if you're down on the ground and I'm trying to pull you, you're trying to help yourself. At the
Not
same
until,
time,
not until he eggs me on.
I don't know. No,
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what
So
you're saying.
you're
He
kinda-
panicked when he lost his bill.
Listen to me for a second.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, reach down. If you're pulling me up, I'm going to try to help myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And or you grab? Did you have were you guys like arm to
got
arm
my
or something?
hand, I grabbed
Perfect.
my arm.
Yep, perfect. So then you have a free hand, right?
No, I grabbed my arm.
Okay. So you grab your arm, so you get pulled up, and at some point in time, do you fall
No,
into
then
him or
he lost
something?
his balance.
Okay.
See, he's pulling me. I got myself gripped, right? Because I'm holding myself. So I'm basically just holding myself so he's pulling. I got both hands, I got locked, right? So then he's yelling at me. He says, come on, help me out, help me out. So I pulled. I used to work motors, so I have got pretty strong. That's what's left of me, right here.
Yep.
So I pulled him. He lost his footing. He went over top of me. He hit the fridge. And then that's all I remember, except then I hear he's going for my gun. Then I'm fucking beat.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask, is there a chance, no intention at all, that during this thing, you bumped the gun, or your arm hit it, or your leg hit
I
it,
don't know.
or part of your body
I don't
could have
know.
hit it? Is it possible? I'm just asking.
I don't know.
I'm
It's not my hands. I know that.
I'm just saying, is it possible?
I don't know. I'm on the ground. Well, I'm halfway up because it's the minute he lost his balance, I went flying back into the fridge.
Here's what I'm going to throw to you. Just an analogy. That you didn't mean, you weren't going for his gun, okay?
Well, if
but during the course of whatever was happening, because I wasn't there, right?
No, but the
But
two
is it
EMTs
possible?
standing at the top of the stairs were.
Okay, I get that, Terry. I'm just asking you, is
That's
it
why
possible
I
that
wasn't charged. Is it possible?
I'm just asking if
Is
it's
it
possible
possible?
that you could have
Anything's
bumped it.
possible.
Okay, so now
Anything's possible.
I'm just saying what I'm asking. If that is possible, then
It's
then-
possible that he planned it that way too.
well,
Well,
I don't
it's
think so.
it's possible. Anything's possible.
Okay, so what do we need to do here, Jerry?
I think it should go in front of a judge.
What go in front of a judge?
This. Because
What?
if I end up going for charter action, seeking protection against you guys, then it would go in front of a judge.
Okay, I'm not seeing what.
Well, first off, I'm thinking of an 810. First off, I have reason to fear that officer.
Well, I don't.
I don't as much as Michelle had to fear me when they put the 810 against me.
The guy's got a job, right? And the only reason they were there is to try to help EMS. So
Well,
they were called. To
Yeah,
come
they
help
were
you.
called,
Yeah.
but there was no reason for me to be at the bottom of the stairs. And if that officer wouldn't try to see what was at the bottom of that stairs, we would never have been there. So that officer
I don't think
pushed
that was the case because.
Then why in the world?
EMT asked you to go get your shoes.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. You can say what you want. If you're going to believe that, that's not true. Because at the time you're talking about, EMTs parked around the thing waiting to come for the cops to call.
But when you fell down the stairs that second time, the EMT was there with you.
Nope.
Yeah.
They were there maybe when I got beat, because that's what Danny said, but they weren't there.
Danny, who?
The witness that was at the top of the stairs, they told shut the door when they were beating me.
Who's they?
What?
You said they.
They. Whoever it was, to this day, I still don't even know the officer's name that was involved.
Okay, so what are we gonna do here?
Well,
Do you want me-
I'll wait
do
for
you
the
want me-
results.
do you
I'll
want
wait
me-
for the results of your investigation. Like you must have, like already, somebody's already starting to cover somebody. Because if you
No.
said the EMT was there, EMT wasn't there.
I'm just what I get from
No,
reading
okay,
reports.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is, when that officer came, it was just that officer. If the EMT was there, they were all outside.
Okay.
They might have, look, he fell down the stairs. Yeah, maybe from that point on. But when I was standing waiting for the ambulance, no, it was a cop that told me to go get my shoes and coat. Now, that makes a big difference on how to look at it, because that just ain't happening. That's the truth.
Okay, well,
Straight up, you
I
got
thought-
my statement. It doesn't basically vary from that. That's what happened. Exactly the way it happened.
okay, so why don't you take me just quickly take me right from the very beginning, right from the start, and take me through to the end.
Hold on a second here. Okay. Do you want to start from before, the headbutt?
Sorry, the what?
The headbutt?
Who had headbutt?
The EMT.
Did you bump heads with the EMT?
Yeah.
Oh, is that when
You don't even know about that, do you?
Well, you said something about that in there.
I did, but nobody else
Is that
did,
when
did
you
they?
fell?
Nobody else did they?
I don't know. I'm talking to you first, Craig.
Oh, so where's all this stuff your conjecture comes from?
I'm not from trying to figure out what happened, because I know there was 2 different calls with EMTs. That's why
So
I'm
who
just
have you
asking you.
talked to that you were saying that
No, I know
who told you that the EMT told me to get my coat? That's my question here.
Well, that's the impression I was under, is that the EMTs were there. Is that not what you said in here?
See?
Well, I'm
Now,
asking you.
I would say that
Okay,
maybe,
Craig, here, let's start from the
maybe I
beginning.
want a different investigator, please.
Well, no,
Please?
because I've been assigned it, okay?
Well,
So,
I don't think that we can go further, because you just basically challenged what I said, and then you backtracked and said nobody could talk to nobody.
I've
How
read
can
the-
you challenge
Craig,
what I
listen.
said?
if you want to ask me a question, I'll answer you, okay?
Okay.
I read the police report, which is this one side of it. I've read your report, which is one side of it. I'm
So-
trying to piece this together.
So basically, you got your information from the police report.
Partly, yeah.
Okay,
And
that's
your
all I asked
report.
you.
And your report.
You said no. You said nobody.
And your report. 'Cause
All you said
here-
originally was, okay, I'm not gonna challenge you on this, okay, we'll go through it quickly, okay? Just this recording, I'll do it real quick, and maybe let me finish it, and then you can ask me questions about it.
Go for it.
Okay. Tammy Dolke had waited for an ambulance, Tammy Dolke had been at the emergency for 4 hours. After 4 hours, her ride, Grant Elliott, had to bring her home. She phoned HealthLinks. HealthLinks asked her to get the ambulance. So this is the first time the ambulance showed up. They showed up, and we had got Tammy Dolke to the front porch because that's what they needed. That's what they needed for because they can't get up the stairs. Okay, so what had happened was I put my dogs upstairs, and I basically left it so the EMT could work on Tammy. They were there for half an hour to 45 minutes, roughly, basically. And next thing you know, one of my puppies started to pee. So, and I had been taking ibuprofen, and then through my balance. I stopped taking it for 2 days but I still had balance issues, equilibrium. It's one of the bad problems with it, but they may have thought I was drunk because of my balance issue. But anyways, I still had to get my pups out, and if there was nobody in my front porch, it probably would have been okay. But I was sort of side-trapping a little bit around the people working on the ambulance, and I had fell, and me and an EMT collided heads. Just about knocked her out, just about knocked me out. Okay? Now I'm laying there. They want to take me to the ambulance right then and there. But they weren't going to take Tammy. So I says, no, I'll be fine. I think just hold on, take them. So they took the EMT and Tammy. Now I'm sitting on there. I go to get up, and I'm starting to feel dizzy, and I can't even stand up. So I crawl over to there is a register on the bottom step. And I sit there, I phone back the ambulance, say, yeah, I've thought about it again, please send the ambulance back. I'm sitting there waiting for what's to go on. Then all of a sudden an officer shows up. No EMTs, an officer shows up. And he tells me to go get my shoes and coat down at the foot of the stairs. No EMT was even there. There was just that officer. Anybody else is not showing their face. They're hiding out back, if there was anybody else there at the time. So all of a sudden, he gets me up. I don't know. And like, if I look back, the way what's going on, I'd say he pushed me. I'd feel he pushed me. As much as I tried to grab his gun, he pushed me. That's the same. But in my report, I says I'm not sure. But looking at his report now, he pushed me. So now we're at the bottom of this.
I gotta clarify this.
So, officer.
Did you get pushed or did you not get pushed?
I said before I wasn't sure if I pushed or fell.
Okay. So
but just sure. Going by what they said, telling me, lying about the fact that the EMT told me to get my stuff, he pushed me. Because he's obviously he's lying on the report.
Okay, so are you lying about getting pushed then?
No, I'm just saying, if my feeling is that if he's going to lie about saying that the EMT told me, that he probably did push me.
Okay, first of all, let me clarify that for you. I might be totally wrong.
Okay,
in my
well, okay,
interpretation
then he might have. But what I'm saying is, he was the one that told me to go down the stairs. It was the officer.
Okay, so did you get pushed or not?
I don't know.
Well,
but as far as I'm concerned, if they said that on the report, he probably did. Because obviously, if they're going to lie about that, they've got no good intentions to begin with.
All right, anyways, let's move on.
Okay, so then I'm at the bottom of the stairs. And the reason why I thought maybe something was a little up, that they were trying to get their story straight, is because one guy says, look, he jumped down the stairs. Now, in my wildest dreams, I can't see that being. But it's starting to create a pattern here. You know, by what's said and what's done. I can tell you about the first time I went, okay, we'll take chat. Okay, anyways, so now I'm at the bottom of the stairs. And there's this bag of garbage laying at the bottom of the stairs. My ass is over top of the bag, and I'm stuck. My back is against the fridge. I'm not going to break my neck on the fall down the stairs to begin with, but I'm not. I'm there. I landed in the garbage, right? Now, he tells me he's going to try to pull me up, and if he wouldn't have got me up, if he left me alone till the ambulance got there, I would have been fine. His egging caused me to be at the bottom of the stairs, because I was sitting where I was fine. Okay, now I'm at the bottom of the stairs. I got my arms locked. He's trying to pull me up. He's saying I'm not trying to help him, and I'm sort of thinking like if he wouldn't have bugged me in the first place, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for his actions, I wouldn't be in this predicament. Right? This is before I got beat up. So then I'm up there, and I'm holding on like this, and he's pulling. And not getting very far. And then he sort of eggs me on, and then at that point, so I say, okay, you might have to pull. And I pull hard, and he loses his balance. I go flying back to where I was, stuck in the corner, and whatever. Then he hits the fridge, and I didn't know it at the time, but after going back and looking at the situation, looking like nothing has changed, he hit the fridge. I was stuck where I was. He yelled, he's going for my gun. They beat me.
So you were still on the ground, and he was...
Because I was basically fell back into the position I was in.
Okay. And so you were back sitting in that spot.
Basically, I sort of fell back into this position, okay. And then they sort of dragged me, beat me up to the top.
And the police officer was where when...
I don't know, that's about the time they yelled, that's about the time I started getting beat, so I don't know. I don't know. After that, I got beat, I got dragged to the top of the stairs, and then they made me crawl out to the gurney, and there's witnesses for that one too. They said, get up, walk, we know you're faking it. They kept yelling that. They made me crawl, so I used my hands and arms, like my hands and arms, and I crawled to the gurney. I was in the gurney, and then I was put into immobilizing cast. And then for 3 hours...
Sorry, what do you mean immobilizing cast? What was that?
It's an immobilizing cast.
On where?
On me.
The backboard?
No, the immobilizing cast at the hospital. Or it could have been put on there, I don't know.
Like a full body cast?
Full body cast.
Like the hard...
No, air. It'd be an air one. probably a portable unit.
Oh, okay.
But I was immobilized.
Oh, okay.
For 3 hours, I was left like that, and they were telling everybody that I tried grabbing his gun, and then all of a
Who's
sudden...
they were telling?
The nurses. They said that, and I kept saying I didn't, and then all of a sudden, a doctor, 3 hours went by, and then I was telling, I didn't grab no gun, and and then there says, no, you never tried to grab no gun. They know that. And then that's when either the EMT told the truth, and they stopped this facade, no charges were ever laid, and I was released. Picked up. And that's the best of my knowledge. Now, could that cop been acting within his jurisdiction or what he should do? No, not a chance. Whether this point, like from when that cop got involved from the beginning, from the get-go, he was causing problems. He's a guy. If he was a guy in a bar, he'd be thrown out.
So what do you look like? Describe these two
I have
officers
no
so
idea.
I know which ones you're talking
I have no idea. To this day, I don't know which officer it was. Now when I have my nightmares, I just see a police officer. So as far as I'm concerned, one bad apple could be all of them. And if you don't correct it, that means then they're just covering it. And they're covering it. That's why Medicine Hat keeps getting investigated. That's why they had to choose outside over the years. Corruption. But I don't want to get into none of that now. All I'm saying is...
What were you treated for at the hospital?
Pain.
So did they diagnose you with any injuries, or did they give you some...
Twisted spine.
Twisted spine, that happened when?
Wow.
During that?
I got a twisted spine.
Are you
Bruised ribs. I got pictures. I was a cripple this when it started. I notice now my hands numb on my left side. And I think that's something to do with the pain here.
Have you seen a doctor about that?
Well,
Okay.
and I go back on the 13th, and then I'm going to go back for an MRI, and then they're going to do all the stuff. And they're going
All through, do you have a family doctor, or is it all
Yeah.
through the Emerge?
Nope, I have a family doctor. I have a
Okay.
family doctor, and I have a pain specialist. I have all that stuff.
Now, is this as a result of your previous injuries, or what is this?
Oh, this on my arm, no, that's nothing. This numbness I didn't have before, no.
So what injuries are you saying that you had as a result of?
Well, whatever happened, the coughing, the blood, and the urine, that's from the beating of the kidneys. Let's see, I'm hoping that it's just a bruised, I'm hoping it's bruised ribs and just overextended collarbone when you pulled it back. That's what I'm hoping it is. But as a result, I'm just starting to be able to, and like I'm all up on heroin right now, like Oxycontin's prescribed, of course. Like, but I know that if I didn't have them, I wouldn't even be able to lift my hand that high, and I could lift my hands high before. So I'm hoping it goes away, because my back will be totally documented before, because I just finished having a full workup. That's when they diagnosed my twisted spine.
Before.
Yes, before. But damage, like the doctor said, he really couldn't, he wasn't really allowed to look for much more.
What do you mean not allowed?
He said it. He says, you're going to be really sore, and I'd go get a different doctor to look at it. And I don't know why he said that to me. So.
That was an Emerge?
Yeah.
Did they do x-rays and stuff on you?
Yep.
Did they?
And all he said was, you still have a twisted spine. And that basically I'd get it checked out, and you're going to be sore.
Is it twisted spine? What's the result of you being on H and stuff? Is that like from a previous injury?
I was pulled apart by insulate. Still fighting it in competition. So either way, it'll be good to get in court. I don't want to get it into Court of Queen's Bench. But I'll just show you some pictures. And I will give you this. They were all methodically placed. They're all pressure points where my bruises are.
So tell me about this. Tell me about the event that happened with.
You look on a computer, you see what it is there.
So when were these pictures taken? When did you take these?
Right after.
Right after.
Right after, and they were posted on the web right after.
On the web?
Yeah, so yeah, it was timestamped.
So are they all on the web right now?
Mm-hmm.
So can I get to them?
Yeah, go on my Facebook. I'll sign you up.
Or probably would even be better, just, would you, like, do you have
Jerry
email?
Lou Craig Viner, they're all pasted under that.
Do you have open access?
Yeah, public.
Really? So what's it under again?
Jerry Lou Craig Viner.
Jerry, Luke, Craig.
I think it's just posted on an open, it might be under brutality, under the pictures. But that way it was time-stamped and everything in the web hits, then at least it's...
So you indicated that you said that you were, how many officers were involved in this whole thing?
I can only remember one.
Only one?
I can only remember one.
No, we're talking...
And I can't even really remember them, but
We're talking one at the bottom of the stairs?
Yeah, that's the only one I really remember. And I doubt that he arrived there alone. I heard other voices, but, like, I couldn't see fucking much. Couldn't see much, sorry. I swear.
So who's your family doctor then? Or who's the doctor you see now outside of Emerge?
Dr. Monty.
Dr. Monty?
Yeah. He was just couldn't believe it when I told him about what happened.
Okay. So Dr. Monty, you went to Emerge and you've seen Dr. Monty since then?
I've seen Dr. Nan and Dr. Monty.
Dr. Nan?
Yeah. Nightmares. I thought I didn't have to see him because he can't prescribe heavy duty painkillers, and the only reason I did see Dr. Nan was he was the one that, until I got a family doctor, I used to have Dr. Gauthier until he got run out of town. And but Dr. Monty, he's on holidays right now, so I see Dr. Durker on the 16th. But
Okay, so this happened on when? Do you remember the date?
well, according to my doctor, it was the 15th.
The 15th or the 17th?
Could be.
Do you remember what day of the week it was?
Could have been the 15th to 17th. What days are they?
What's that?
15th or 17th. What days are they?
Well, I don't know. I'm just asking if you remember what day it was.
They'd be pretty good. So it's all kind of blurred.
You don't remember if it was a Monday or Wednesday or Friday or anything like that, or
It's
weekend?
15th to the 17th because that's apparently the date. I thought it was 15th, but if you say 17th...
Well, no, just on here you wrote the 17th. That's why I'm asking you.
then that's probably the date it was.
Okay, so then...
Is that what it say it was handed in, or does that say...
No, that's what you wrote. That was your rating. That's the
Okay.
date you put down, so...
Yeah, and then it went to Staff Sergeant Witowski,
Yeah.
Witowski,
Yeah.
and then it was put in an envelope for up to the captain to see probably until you got it.
Yeah. So...
Do you take it out of the envelope, or did he hand it to you? Did
Yeah,
see
you gave it to me. So, I'm just trying to clarify with the whole doctor stuff. So you were in Emerge then on that day, and then you went and saw, you said Dr. Nan. Do you remember what day that was?
No, but he'll probably have a record. No,
Okay.
actually, I think that was an emergency in there with him, because it was a walk-in, because I was having problems, because I kept having these nightmares of getting shot.
And then you saw...
So I went and seen him for that, because he gave me some clorazepams.
Okay, so there's Dr. Nan. What type of doctor is he?
Oh, he's for...
Is he just regular...
No, he's a specialist for, Insight Medical Clinic.
Okay. And then when did you see Dr. Monty then?
That would have been end of the month. It would have been the Monday.
Okay. End of the month?
Because it's hard to see him because he's pretty busy.
Okay.
And they're moving into it. But as soon as I get in to see him, I seen him. That was as soon as I
Okay.
could see him.
Okay, and then...
And then I see Dr. Durker, and then she's probably going to send me for MRI, and that's probably going to take another month or two.
Dr. Durker?
Yeah.
That's a female doctor?
What's that?
You said she?
Yeah.
Oh, Durker?
Yeah. She's just basically going to renew my prescriptions and probably, ask for an MRI.
Okay, so,
Or maybe I'll get Dr. Dan to set up the MRI. Because the thing with my back, I have an accurate MRI in place. So they'll be able to see what damage or anything extra. I'm hoping there's no damage. Might be psychological, I don't know. But I don't think all of you are that bad. I guess basically probably a lot will be due on this investigation.
what's that, sorry?
I said I guess a lot of it will do on this investigation. Because I guess the chance to separate the men from the boys. You know, like, you can cover this up. And then all that'll do is just make me think they're all the same. Or you can set some in place that'll stop this happening in the future. That's what I hope happens.
Well, my job is to collect all the facts, right,
Well,
from
yeah,
everybody,
you know,
so.
but already, the one fact said, first off, that the one fact counteracts my truth, so.
Well, and there might be some stuff that yours is different than what other people say, and what other people say is the same as what you say, so.
Yeah,
I-
but,
you know,
but
so-
anybody that says that the EMP told me to,
That was the impression I was under, and like I
Yeah,
said, I could have been totally wrong on that. That was just my
well,
impression.
that would automatically assume that somebody was trying to lie.
No. I
Well,
just said
that's what my understanding
But
of
I
that
also
was.
told you that if I said that wrong and I made a mistake in my interpretation, then I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
so that's
but
easy.
all I'm saying is if the facts actually state, like, and I'll be able to freedom of information or whatever, but, or I'll probably get a copy of this, I imagine? The investigation?
Well, yeah, I'll let you know the outcome.
Yeah, because if it doesn't, then I'm gonna, because I'm thinking of, well, like, see, like, if the investigation actually does something, then I might be persuaded not to, but if it just basically gets swept under the rug, then I have got no choice but to try to file an 810 against the police department. Reason to fear. Because it's weird, it's one thing, you know, to get beat up, but to say you guys are going for your gun gives you guys the right to shoot me. You don't know how many cops would have loved that chance.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, I don't know.
We don't do that kind of stuff.
I'd love to believe that. You know, you don't understand how much I wish that was true.
Well,
But no, like,
So-
no, straight up between you and me. Like I know camera's you'll edit it or whatever, right?
No,
You
no,
don't
no.
know how much I wish that was true. You don't know how much that I wish that the system was legit. Like, and whether or not, like, you know, it's like the scariest part is the harder I try to be a good guy, the harder I am to take. Then, because we'll figure it out. I saw it. Okay, first of all, I squatted on that property. I thought I was this crazy guy claiming to be Harry's kid, right? So then what do? I ended up running for, well, first off, I spent 2 years basically devoting my time and giving people rides around, letting God supply my needs, right? Like pilgrimage, whatever you want to call it, right? That leads me to running for mayor. My whole platform is that if I'm really Harry's kid, the last 20 years is corruption. And that starts at the city and goes to the bottom. You know, 5,000 people still vote for me. You know, okay. I can handle it. You know, it's in God's time. Things come out in God's way. I don't have a problem with that. But apparently, this pushes that you guys do. Not you particular. But there is there's a body inside this that isn't operating under the rules that everybody else is. Whether you see it, choose to see it, or choose not to see it, that's totally it. But I wish that this really does do the right thing. Because aside from smoking pot, I really don't do anything else we call illegal. When my application to possess and cultivate it goes through, I will be legal to do it. Right? And until my mom died, they told me for the last 5 years they tried to get a hold of me. They told me I couldn't find her. She lived in Good Samaritan homes the whole 5 years. Doesn't make sense. So I get a little bit of money, I buy 2 pounds of pot, I keep to myself. I tell everybody I don't have dope for sale. I quit fucking anything that would be considered illegal. And some guy pissed off because I won't sell him dope tells the cops I'm selling dope. I get busted. Well, it's probably a fair shake. If you go and knock on my door, you'll find dope. You try hard enough. After I get some money, well, yeah, probably be a 50-50 shot. Not trying to be any harm to anybody else. Now they want to give me 3 months to plead guilty. Well, I take medication, Sesame, which is THC. The last possession charge I got, I fought it myself, and judge ends up finding me guilty, and my sentence is time served, and my thing is just representing myself in court. So I don't get a fine out of it. That was my punishment, was to represent myself. That says something to me, that really he doesn't think that I'm a real harsh criminal, but yet the cop needed me to be a real harsh criminal, needed me to get mad, needed me to freak out, to justify what he did. And then it doesn't justify me.
On that day, were you taking any meds or anything like that?
Yeah.
What were you taking that day?
I would have took Oxycontin, THC, Sesame.
So, Oxycontin, what's your dosage, do you know?
Yeah, 60 milligrams a day.
60 milligrams a day? And so you would have had some that day?
I
You
would
said
have
THC.
Huh?
You said THC?
Yeah, Sesame.
Okay. What's that?
Prescription THC.
Okay. Would you have smoked any weed that day?
I don't think so. I actually don't think so. But my blood test will show THC in my system, but I take meds for THC, so yeah. Actually, what was in my system, you guys have already got a blood test. Should be able to see it. Should be gabapentin in there. Should be gabapentin, ibuprofen, or ibuprofen, the little purple pills, non-smoking pills. That was my balance issue, right? They thought just because I had no balance, I didn't know what was going on.
So, is that what you're thinking caused you to fall down the stairs? Because there's twice you fell, right?
You know what? Actually, what made me fall down the stairs was the cop egging me to get up. That's because when the cop came, I was sitting down, waiting for the ambulance. I fell down, whether it added to it, but I knew what I was doing. I was sitting on the step waiting for the ambulance.
So on the first one, though, when you fell the first time, did you say you tripped over the dogs or something? Is that what you said in your thing? Is that what happened, or did you lose your balance, or?
Well, a combination.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
And then the second time you stood up.
The second time I was egged till I stood up, and then I don't know.
Well, you said you thought you fell.
Well, I said I don't know. Actually, on my statement, I believe I don't know if I fell or was pushed.
And I asked you if you were pushed.
Yeah, and then I said I wasn't sure, but if it turns out that they said the EMT told me to get down there, then I probably was pushed. Because that's my reasoning, right? Because I know it was a cop.
Okay. But you don't recall being pushed?
I don't recall not being pushed either. You're trying to make it look good. That's fine. That's fine.
Because you kind of bounce back and forth on it. So,
I thought it was pretty straightforward.
So, with you getting treated, I can get those pictures you said, right?
Yeah.
And will you sign a medical release so I can get your medical records
stuff from let's see, yeah.
I should just we'll go from that day forward, right?
Well, we should do. Actually, I can't say what I will or won't do. I got one lawyer that I'm talking to here, thinking of taking over this case, taking action. I will see if he wants me to do that, and then I'll get back to you.
Oh, okay.
But that's publicly. Anything on my website, you're welcome to. That's public.
Yeah, because the medical release would be good, because then at least you're injured.
Well, no, I don't have a problem with it. You should be able to.
So you don't want to do that now, you said?
I'll just want to talk to my lawyer first and see what, just to make sure
who's your lawyer? Oh,
I don't know if he wants to be noted yet. He's not even sure if he's taking it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a city thing, hey?
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's pretty well it. You got everything you need?
I think so. I know how to find you if I need some more. So these are all the good phone numbers, right? This 3262? 487 3262?
Yeah, that's my house.
Okay.
And actually, Jacob happened to be he walked right in on the beating.
Okay, why don't you grab your cup there?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Where's your garbage can?
There'll be one outside here, I'm sure.
I noticed when I did get to resist